crafted, you know, delicious hot dogs at a skate park.
Yes.
Oh man, I remember where skateboarding and my friends, like, it was really a culmination of different cultures and different people, but we all wanted to get better together.
No, and that's why, man, seeing that I started at a skate park, it wasn't my normal intentions. My normal intentions were to not feed skaters. It was more to feed kind of a perception or a group of people that I thought that were coming out and support me. But at the end of the day, I saw these skaters, you know, they kept falling and they kept doing it better. And it wasn't even a team effort, but they were all in it together. And like you said, it was all different classes, all different races, all different backgrounds. And then it showed me that how come these kids are looked at as outcasts, you know? And now I'm out here with them. So I had to kind of figure it out with them, you know? So like it or not, now I'm with the skaters, you know? And that community, that sense of community kind of helped me. And it was young and it was vibrant. And from there, everything else started, man, you know? So that's why at the end of the day, you might have an idea or a vision, right? But sometimes there's some detours and there's some other ways to get to your overall goal. And that's sometimes what's the hardest with entrepreneurship is when you have to adapt and you have to evolve. And sometimes it's when you first open or when you first throw an event that you have to adapt, evolve, and figure out what you're going to do right after, you know? Because you got to keep it going. And that's what makes the best entrepreneurs.
Yeah. Now, you talked about empathy.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an interesting story that you can tell us, like, you know, early in the beginning, like, because it's not like you learned empathy overnight.
Yes.
It has to be like you learned it at an early age.
Yeah. Well, I think with empathy, I guess I just, you know, I'm a little more sensitive, I guess, when it comes to other people's feelings. I don't know. I guess it's something like just more like emotional or like telepathic or something, you know, but I can always, you know, be able to put myself in other people's shoes and feel other people's pain or other people's joys. So I think that when it came to that, let me see. But with the sympathy, I thought, you know, with the when it came to with the empathy, when it came to business, I said at the end of the day, I want to be known as a good guy, as a guy that went above and beyond. So that at the end of the day, if I don't make money, because at the end of the day, I can make $1 billion off a hot dog, right? And hot dogs is an $8 billion market, and nobody has more than 5% shares in this whole country, you know? And that's just off of retail. And now when you talk about arenas and stadiums, Dodger Stadium sells $15 million worth of hot dogs just every year. It pays people's salaries, you know?
Whoa.
So when we're talking that I can make $1 billion, I'm not absurd, you know?
Yeah.
So like it's not like the art that I can make $1 billion, this, that, and nobody's really doing in this market. It's just a lot more logistic than making an app, you know. It's gonna take tens and thousands of employees to do that. But yeah, but not saying that I want to go that big, of course, but I never see what can happen, and I like to see my visions all the way out. So now with empathy, I think that
Empathy in business.
it put yourself, I mean, you do it for a cause. And when you do it for a cause, it always makes you feel better at the end of the day. Even if the results haven't gave you back the type of income or the type of things that you thought you wanted. Return. It hasn't given you back the type of return, but it gave you a certain feeling and gave you a sense of pride and joy, and also an overall good feeling to knowing that even without a great returns or even with just making a damn hot dog, you can change and help other people in ways that you never could have before, you know? So, and that's what keeps me making hot dogs.
I did not know it was an $8 billion.
Market.
Wow.
Well, you have to learn everything about your business. That's why when somebody tells me that they have a business idea and I ask them the simplest of questions and they're not prepared, that means that you definitely don't know about reemployment tax in the state of Florida then, you know, like. And those are things that I have to learn so much every day. And it's just really that everybody has the idea of a perfect thing. And I'm labeled a perfectionist, hard-headed, stubborn. But at the end of the day, I started my shit under a 10. You know, making just regular hot dogs. And this is when I worked at the Bazaar at the SLS, working for Los Angeles, a world-renowned chef. I'll take the weekend off and I'll get shit from my chefs and my employees because I'll go to the skate park and make hot dogs. But here I am by myself, the way I wanted to do it, and luckily for them, they're still like, not to discredit anybody's path, but I just knew that I was different, and I knew that I was meant to do more, and this is just on the path, on the destination that I'm going to. I have a certain vision, and I knew that culinary was that vehicle to get me down that road. Now, as the car comes to a stop, or it's time for an upgrade, I can maybe go into another car, which is another opportunity that maybe goes faster, or it can fit more people with me.
Yeah. Damn, I like that.
And then just like that, a car ride, if you're walking down the path, the people that question themselves, why should I start? Those are the people that are on the side of the road walking, right? Expecting somebody to pick them up with their thumb out, right? Expecting somebody to come and take them there, in a limo. So those are the people that when they get opportunities, guess what? They question it. Oh, put the AC up. Turn the music off. You have Wi-Fi. You have a charger. Like those are the people that question opportunities too much. And guess what you get? Guess what happens? You get kicked out the car. So if you get an opportunity presented to you, shut your mouth, strap your seatbelt, and go along for the ride. Or else you can go back to walking and still question if you can make it or not to that destination. When you realize at the end of the day, you are gonna have to suck it up and accept opportunities the way they are if you want to keep going to your destination. Because guess what? You'll get there on your own. You either give up because you can't keep going anymore, just because of financial reasons, life reasons, like anything, or also that you just don't go nowhere at all, or by the time you get there, you're already crippled and old already. You don't even know what you're doing it for. Now you're just being stubborn. So, and that's how it is, and that's why I never really take away any opportunities. You never know where they can take you to. That's why, the night that we talked there, that became an opportunity, and look where we're at now. Now, I always wanted to do a podcast with somebody, and now here I am, so just because of that opportunity, look where it led to. And I wasn't closed-minded to it, and also when it comes to empathy, I felt where people are coming from. I feel what it knows to do something, and people might not have the same returns that you were expecting. At the end of the day, it only makes me go harder, It only makes me go harder. So like I kind of enjoy those things because it gives me something more to prove, something more to do. The most boring times for me is when I don't have to work or things are like good, Like, I got a chick that I'm talking to. I got my rent paid,
You're just bored.
I'm on air, like this, that. Now I'm just bored. What the hell am I supposed to do now, bro, Like, fuck.
Some people dream that. Oh, man.
It happens once in a while. But it has happened,
When you overwork.
When you overwork,
when you overwork, so it's just like, oh, I'm ahead.
Yeah, man. I made a lot of sacrifices to get where I'm at. I had to not attend a lot of things and not enjoy the type of life maybe that a typical Miami person had. Most of my friends were out clubbing. I still went to the clubs. I just couldn't do the mollies because I had to work the next day. So I never lived that type of Miami life. But never. Like, I lived it all in Miami. But I had to make some. I worked hard. I took what I did seriously. And that's really was anything. And I think that's something, another way I'll communicate myself to other people is just that I'm serious about what I do. So if I tell you that I'm going to do hot dogs, just know that I'm going to be serious as fuck with it. If I tell you that I want to improve the neighborhood that I'm at, just know that I'm really serious with it, If I tell you I want to bring people together and use my platform of the platform that I created off of Doggy Style, if I can use that to share that platform with other people, that's what I'm going to do, Like, I'm just serious about what I do, and I think that's just a resilience, and you kind of have to be serious to almost to the point that it's almost confidence. It's so much confidence that it's almost cocky because you're gonna have to question yourself. Like that's how you should be. you should be questioning yourself. Am I too confident? You know, like, cause then yes, you really have to talk that shit. You know, like walk that shit that you're talking. So it's constant questioning
Man.
about entrepreneurship.
No, your philosophy on life, you answered that.
I got you. No, but on life, I think that, you know, at the end of the day, if the more good you do, that value lasts longer than dollars.
Okay.
Because I can buy a Lambo, and that instant feeling only lasts a little bit. You know, you can drive it, and then guess what? One day you're gonna have to wash that shit. That shit end up costing you more money, and people are gonna look at you different. And like, if anything happens financial wise, you gonna think I shouldn't have bought that Lambo. You know what I'm saying? But like, but now, helping somebody, right? That's an indispensable resource. Like, it's gonna keep giving, and it's gonna keep going and going and going. It's like a tree that you nourish, you know? It's endless growing, and its fruits and seeds can feed everybody, you know? And it can expand more from that. So I think that's how you kind of keep life going. It's a cycle.
So you're saying that an individual's potential is a limitless resource.
Yes, sir, it is, and that's why that's way more rewarding than some finances. So when you do entrepreneurship with a cause, you're looking for a certain reward that doesn't have to be measured with dollars, you know. So somebody's idea of success really doesn't matter. It's more about the reward that you're looking for, that cause, or what you're doing it for. And it's good to have those causes sometimes, those things they really do it for. Because at the end of the day, I'm not saying that, of course, I make hot dogs as a cause, but at the end of the day, that's really what I'm thinking about. How I can make a difference somehow, some way, you know. Maybe hot dogs, maybe with the music, because you know now, as I get more into the business and the visuals, the brandings, the contacts that I made, the outreach that I made was the community, the inner city, you know, vocational training was kids. When I was at the Frost Science Museum, I hired kids from the inner city from this rehabilitation program, and worked with these kids. And from there, I met with this one kid that was a great musician, a poet, urban poet, you know, I would say, under the conditions and really a victim of the system. And I felt empathetic, like I always do, put myself in his shoes. But I saw this kid was a star, and I always dreamed about being involved with music. And I said, you know, what's stopping me now? You know, this kid gave me the inspiration, the confidence to make me think that I can do it. Because he looked at me, he called his friends, and he's like, hey, I'll call you back, bro. I'm basically like at Jay-Z's house right now, right? I'm like, damn. I'm like, all right, that made me feel good. Like, damn, this kid, like, maybe if he trusts me, because when you work with people and you're really trying to create something with people, that person has to believe in. It's not only you believing in that person, but that person has to believe in you just as much as you believe in them. Because if not, it's not gonna work out, you know? It's like a girl. If you like a girl too much, you know what I'm saying? If she don't like you back, it's not gonna end up good, you know?
It has to be mutual.
It has to be mutual, because the inspiration, it has to be mutual, because if not, it's gonna be lopsided, you know? And somebody's gonna fall down that slippery slope, you know? And there's gonna be a fall, and the falls aren't always that great, you know?
The things that you've learned and you've grown,
yeah,
have now led into other revenues. No, not other channels. That you can express creativity and with your individuals or people's potential. So where are you going from this business now? And then I hear you're doing stuff with music.
Yes.
So
videos.
So yes, does it carry on to
of course.
visuals?
No, of course. No, I mean, the overall vision at the end of the day, I thought, let me make Doggy Style the Red Bull of hot dogs, you know? Something that it creates a platform. So Red Bull is a company that has a big platform for extreme sports, or a lot of creative things. It may be sports, music, art, and I wanted to view myself as that. Cause I said that's a great platform to share, and that's how I can shine the light on other people. And then from the capitalistic world and branding, I said, okay, like great, it'll be great if I can make this happen, because this is how I do it on my own. and make that a brand. So it got me into the music, which I really love, really inspiring, and I just like creative things. I like people's reactions. I like to get those raw emotions, you know, and really crunching in numbers and looking at a computer screen and counting dollars really doesn't, you know, give me any type of feeling that I really look for, you know. Or it's not gonna make you feel a certain type of way. If anything, it's gonna make people feel envy, jealous, or cruelty towards a person, you know. I never met a banker that went home happy to his wife and said, "Hey, honey, I had a great day at work. I had to repossess 3 people's houses today," you know, and they all have families, you know. Like, of course, there's never a good day. There's never, even when you're an entrepreneur, you have to fire people. So I'm not gonna say that's harsh, and maybe that excites some people, but it doesn't excite me. You know, I'm more about like just like raw emotions. So I like photography, visuals, and that's why food to me, one of my most creative outlets, is because you really get to touch all 5 senses. Feel, touch, smell, all that. So that's why music, it's gonna do certain things. Visuals, gonna do certain things. That's why food to me, that's like 3D right there, you know.
Nah, you gotta come on. When you're doing a visual podcast, such as this one, you know, because you can like redistribute it in 20 ways.
Exactly.
Unless you have like a GoPro on your chest and you're cooking. Which that can be a thing. You can have like a 24/7, like you're preparing hot dogs, and then you have your music playing in the background. You have all these ideas. A lot of things that you did with empathy, though, that like you've blessed with like videographers and you're blessed with like people that want to work with you.
No, definitely, because people believe the cause, they believe the mission, and I need them just as much as they might need me, because it's really a big team. And feeling that empathy really makes me want to make a bigger difference one day. And I deal with city officials, I deal with the community, so I haven't counted those type of things out neither. And I know having good business accrements and stuff like that might give me better chances to help better people and help more, you know. I really want to make a difference in the community that I'm in right here. I want to see more green spaces. I want to see better artwork. I want to see cleaner streets. I want to see crosswalks. How come we don't have a crosswalk in front on this street? But on Biscayne, we got a bunch of brand new ones with lights, you know. It's all still the same city. We got the same police. We got the same mayor. We got the same commissioners. We all pay the same tax rate. What's going on, you know? Oh, I see. There's no representation, you know, since the area is overlooked, and maybe sometimes they like to stay quiet. Maybe because of their legal status, you know. Maybe because of their job. Maybe because of their language, you know. But that's why I said I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna make a difference, because since it's overlooked, that means it's underserved, and I'm gonna be the one to serve it. And just like that, so like I said, and that's where the empathy comes into, and that's why I saw that there was a need, a void for somebody like myself. And I said, how can I make myself a staple in the community? Is by opening doors, opening a business that brings people here from the outside, that brings in that city mayor, that brings in that politician, that brings in maybe that developer and says, you know what, I like this area, I like what you're doing, I like how you're keeping the culture alive still in the area, the rich history, because that's something that I'm not trying to take away, but I am trying to modernize it, take it to the next level, but make sure that the people that are in here, the people that the backbone, the roots of this community, have a piece of it as well, because without their hard work and their hard labor, we wouldn't be able to enjoy the fruit of these labors that are coming now in the future.
So I hope you guys love this video and the videos that I have been producing. Let's go. I love the people, I love the guests. If there's any feedback that you would like to give me, please let me know in the comments below. If you can please subscribe. If there's any way that I can improve on it, let me know. I'll be glad to hear it. And I also want to know what's on your mind. This is an ongoing conversation. Let's go. I want to, understand you guys more. I want to provide more value, more content for you. So if there's anything that I can do, just please let me know. I'll gladly help out to the best of my abilities to provide you this content.
You're crushing it, bro. Let's go.